lapse of purchasing insurance penalty-free before January 1st, 2022. WSGW News Time 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Cloudy for today, rain showers in the area, especially during the afternoon. Highs will top out near 59 degrees. Winds southwesterly 5 to 15 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. More rain showers before midnight. Otherwise, mostly cloudy. Lows drop to 34. Winds west 5 to 15. Higher gusts remain possible. Thursday, some sunshine is possible at times. Winds will be breezy. Chance for afternoon rain and snow showers. Highs approach 40. And then Thursday night, a few snow showers still possible, mainly before midnight. I'm Phil Jensko with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Right now, it's 49.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Loop. 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show, coming to you from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio. And the show sponsored by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty for all of your residential and commercial real estate needs. Give Linda a call at 989-295-7713 or stop in at the Point, M46 and M47. And while you're there, visit Cafe 476 for all the delicious soups, foods, and beverages. We're going to have open phones later on for you today. And on Focus, we'll focus on Westside Decorating Center. But we begin this morning with one of our regular conversations, and this one happens to be with the city manager of Bay City. We say good morning to Dana Muscott. Dana, good morning to you.
Good morning.
I have to ask, what happened at the meeting the other day that made the news? What was that all about?
I'm assuming you're talking about one of our speakers that came to the podium.
Yes.
Yes. So there was a little confrontation that a speaker did come to the podium and made a couple of accusations of staff and of city commissioners. And the mayor just wanted to correct that quickly and didn't want to let that go. So before she left the podium, back and forth, and but then that quickly ended and we moved on with the business of our meeting.
Unusual, isn't it? That kind of confrontation.
It is. I mean, we're pretty transparent with everything that we do at the city. I mean, if we're not talking about it, we have it on our website, we have it on our Facebook, and for someone to make an accusation that we're hiding things is unfortunate.
So you get on with it.
Yes, we're moving on and doing the good work.
As they say, ain't public life grand?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And you've been in the city. I mean, how long have you been at the city?
Yeah. So I have been with the city of Bay City for a little bit over 22 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've been through a lot of city managers than you.
Yes, exactly.
So let's talk about what every other town is talking about, how to spend a lot of federal dollars. I ask this every time of everybody I talk to, and nobody seems to be any closer to getting it done. The Harper Funds, how much are you getting, and what are you going to do with it?
So we are getting $31 million. We've already received half of that. And we have spent a little bit of that already, and there were some emergency purchases that we made for some nonprofits. And, just for example, we gave Hidden Harvest $25,000 to buy a truck so they could, do the good work that they're doing. And then for a kitchen at the Y, so they can make meals for during this COVID crisis. So what we're doing is we have buckets and we have subcommittees that we've put money into, and the commissioners are representatives in those buckets, and they're meeting with community leaders on how to spend the money. So their goal, just real quick, is to increase population, work on social mobility, work on children thriving as far as education and childcare, and then address those health and human services needs in our community.
So
And then infrastructure is also thrown in there too. I can't forget that. There is
yeah,
infrastructure in
but
there as
there
well.
are restrictions. For example, you can't use it on streets, which is too bad.
That is correct, but there is a way that you can use it on streets if you have a revenue loss, which we did. If you had a revenue loss during COVID, you can put that money back into your general fund and in turn use that on your streets and sidewalks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can be clever at revenue loss that we can use that money.
So it's interesting that you provided, for example, a truck to hidden harvest and things of that nature. The ARPA funds don't have to be used just for government services then.
They do not. They do not. There's many organizations that have come forward, and I can say maybe 15 to 20 already have done proposals to our city commission to help them with their revenue losses, like the vets and Salvation Army and just organizations like that.
And you have until when to spend this money?
Oh boy, so we have till 2024 to spend that money, and I know that seems like a way out there, but it's going to come quickly. So we have to have a plan in place. The commissioners hope to have something in place with a roadmap by January of 2022, so just a couple months from now.
And when do you get the additional funding?
We'll get that additional funding next year. So, we can't wait for that too. And we quite a big chunk of it into our lead line replacements. So that'll be like the first expenditure of the city for that.
So let me ask about that, the lead line replacements, because the infrastructure bill just signed by the president includes funding to replace lead lines and water system problems around the country.
Correct.
Do you have any idea how much of that money you might see? And is that in addition to the money you're going to spend on lead lines, or will it replace the money you're spending on lead lines?
So a couple different scenarios. So we know, from the bill that I just read, I think the newest version said that there's like $55 billion going out for lead lines.
Something like that.
And that's, obviously that's not all coming to Michigan or to Bay City, Michigan. That's going to be distributed to everybody. So we're not sure what our chunk will be. So we're going to play it by ear. If we continue to put money into the lead lines and we do get money from the federal government in Bay City for that, then amount that we're spending of the ARPA funds and put that back into other things in the city.
You'll have that flexibility anyway.
We have the flexibility, yeah. So we're watching it closely.
So what else is happening? Let's talk our favorite subject, bridges, of course.
Sure.
When has construction or reconstruction begun on either of the bridges yet?
So ironically, this week we did send some letters. MDOT has some letters out too as well, and construction is starting. So plans are in place, and United Bridge Partners plans to start here, I believe, in the next couple of weeks. They have something planned to start. Now, drivers might not see anything because they might be working inside of the bridge on Liberty, because that's going to be the first one that'll have construction. But they're definitely gearing up to start soon.
And that process is going to take how long?
Oh boy, it's going to take probably 2 or 3 years at least. They have, once they finish Liberty, they move on to,
And we're not going to talk. We're not going to talk about tolls because it's so far down the road. So we'll talk about
exactly.
that.
I agree. We'll talk about that in a couple of years.
In a couple of years, Dana, we'll talk about that. Absolutely. So, what else is on the plate in the city? What's pressing right now?
So we just finished up a lot of road projects, obviously, with the seasons changing. So we're happy that we completed quite a few this summer. We've transitioned into, street sweeping to get, all the leaves off the streets. And we're encouraging people not to push them in the streets. If we could do that public announcement. In Bay City, we don't like you to put them in the streets, but the street sweepers are working extra hard. So a great shout out to them to get the streets cleaned up so our sewers don't get plugged up, when we have the snow. So we're transitioning, like I said, into getting salt barns ready. The plows are ready to go. Unfortunately, it's that time of year.
Yeah.
We have next week Santa's arrival in Winona Park on Friday. He will be here at 7:00. On Friday. Yes, he will be here. So that's exciting. And we also have Small Business Saturday the following day on November 27th. So, support your local businesses right now.
How close are the Shaheens to completing Uptown, and when will that little turnoff going east across the bridge open up to get into it?
I think we're very close because this morning I saw a couple trucks out there right at the entrance looking at some things. But, you know, people are moving into Uptown already. So they had a big move in a couple of weeks ago into the apartments and into the other structures there. I'm not sure about the retail space underneath, but they are very, very close to being done with that phase.
Is there another phase after that, or is that the end of it? Oh, there is.
Got another phase planned. There's all that property to the north of where this phase is that he is looking, you know, to do something on in the next few years.
Wow. All right, hang on. I got to take a quick break here. Hold on, and then we'll come back and talk a little more with the Bay City manager, Dana Muscott, here on WSGW. Let me take a moment to talk to you about my friends at Thalen, particularly Thalen Kia in Bay City, because as you know, it's pretty well known that Kia combines style, safety, plus dependability with their 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, and it's included on every new Kia at Thalen Kia. And no one makes that dependability more affordable than Thalen Kia on Euclid Avenue in Bay City. Get more value for less in a new Kia Rio S 5-door. Buy your new Kia Rio S 5-door from just $236 per month. Nothing down for 84 months. It's time to think Thalen Kia, Euclid Avenue in Bay City, getting you more for your money because it's the right thing to do. Plus taxes, state and dealer fees, 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. See Thalen for complete warranty details. Included 500 Kia customer cash rebate, APR 3.9% on approved credit. Thalen Kia will give you complete details. Deal ends November 30th, 2021. And you can find out more by shopping online at ThalenKia.com. We'll be back with Dana Muscott after these notes.
It could be the best years of your life in return. Do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Attorney Joe Cordell. New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated. And divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell & Cordell. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Target was seeing sales up more than 12% in the recent quarter, and it says it's been able to stock up ahead of Black Friday. Target's earnings top forecasts, and it's more optimistic about this year. Target ordered early and chartered its own ships to get around supply chain issues. Home improvement chain Lowe's also reported an upbeat quarter and is raising its expectations. Groundbreakings for new homes declined 0.7% in October. The drop in housing starts is a surprise. However, building permits increased 4%, a sign that future construction will be picking up. The TSA says the number of airline passengers traveling for Thanksgiving this year is expected to rebound to pre-pandemic levels, though it expects staffing to be sufficient. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosolda.
This year, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is honoring heroes with 200 mortgage-free homes, a never-forget walk, more than 500 miles through 6 states in 42 days, culminating at Ground Zero on 9/11, Towers of Light tributes, a ceremony to read names aloud for those lost to 9/11 illness, and names of all lost in the War on Terror are being read on Veterans Day. Donate $11 a month at t2t.org.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit inspiresleep.com to learn more.
If you're with Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile, you're paying too much. Switching to Pure Talk saves the average family over $800 a year. Just dial pound 250 to save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, say Jill 50.
Would you like a cleaning product that can be used in the garage, the laundry, and the kitchen, and save space in your cabinet? Hi, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. To learn more, visit us at simplegreen.com.
Whether you're vaccinated or not, it's important to know the symptoms of COVID and its variants. Fever is the leading sign of COVID and the flu, so make sure you use an accurate thermometer. Only the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate, with more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers have no clinical evidence behind them, and you cannot rely on them. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Learn more at Exergen.com.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show,
the DOJ did actually consider parents domestic terrorists.
My parents terrorized me. I got nothing for it.
Markley Van. Days at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. We're talking to Bay City City Manager Dana Muscott. Dana, if I remember right, a while back, wasn't one of your divisions, I don't know if it was Works or what it was going to move out of the old buildings they were in?
Yes.
Did that happen?
It didn't. Well, yes and no. So half of the employees are out there already. We're out in the Muscott Industrial Park. We're in the process of remodeling that building. We didn't build it. We bought the building. So there's some things that we need to do to it to make it work for our entire staff. So Spence Brothers is working on that for us, and that should start construction after the first of the year. So then we'll get the rest of our employees over there, and then we'll be able to redevelop the property we have presently on the riverfront where they're housed right now.
By redevelop, you mean level it?
Well, I can tell you that we've had people approach us, some developers that are interested in that piece of property. So it will have to be leveled. Exactly. It'll have to be demoed. Some remediation will have to be done, just because we all know here in Bay City, if you're on the riverfront, there's usually some type of contaminants. But we do have people that are interested in putting something there in that location.
We have a caller. You don't mind taking a call, do you?
Yep. No, absolutely not.
Well, we have Paul in Bangor Township. Paul, good morning. You're on with City Manager Dana Muscott.
Hi there. I've shared this idea with Art before, but never with Miss Muscott. I'd like to see a little pocket park in Uptown dedicated to the great steam shovel business that used to be there, the biggest in the world.
Sure. Okay.
My thought would be if we could find an old shovel somewhere. I have seen a few, but not lately. And maybe put it somewhere there with a plaque and just commemorate what went there before.
And I have to tell you, Dana, after Paul put that idea forth a while back, it stirred a memory of mine. If you go to Pittsburgh and you go down on the waterfront, they celebrate the steel industry that way in their new waterfront park, and they have some of the old steel making equipment there. And it really is interesting. And I think this is a great idea because, you know, the American Hoist was there for how long?
Oh, boy, for
long time, decades.
Yeah.
And, you know,
before
I think,
that, Bay City Shovel.
and Bay City Shovel.
The Panama Canal.
Yeah. I think somebody ought to bend Pete Shaheen's ear and see what he can come up with.
Right. No, I can tell you, so there is, it would obviously have to be approved by Mr. Shaheen. He is currently working an art project that we have in coordination with Ansbach, Germany. That's our sister city, and there is a plaza area that's going in that we've been working with him on putting a piece of art there. So I can absolutely bring it up to him, and I encourage you to contact him and let him know your thoughts, because I think it's a great idea.
I think he was on the show once when I called in.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love.
Could I suggest another idea?
Yeah.
Something on the bridges to show how high the water is.
Oh, okay.
Just
So like a level.
A floating level so that when we drive over, we don't have to see how high the water is along the bank. But can, in fact, just say, oh, it's up or it's down.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Paul, thanks
You're
for calling. Bye-bye. Interesting ideas. You know, the idea of the shovel, though, absolutely fascinated me when Paul brought that up, because I could just immediately picture it.
Yeah.
And, you know, in the same way that over at Vets Park, we got a helicopter sitting up on a pole as a tribute, that shovel could be along those same lines. I mean, it just is. People don't realize just how far the reach was of American Hoist and Bay City Shovel. I mean, their shovels were all over the world.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's a great idea, and it's amazing how things like that attract people too. They you know, they come to your city. I mean, just as simple as us putting the Madonna mural, you know, next to the city market. I mean, it's amazing how many people stop to get their picture taken there.
Yeah. All right, Dave is in Bay City. Dave, you're on with City Manager Muscott. Good morning, Dave.
Who is it?
You're on with the City Manager, Dana Muscott.
Hi, Dana.
Hi.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
You remember when the gears were the gears?
Yes, I do, actually.
Yeah. Do you remember a guy, four-man softball team?
I do not.
In his court?
I do not, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm going back a few years. Anyway, the King in his court played the Saginaw Gears at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they beat them.
Yeah, okay. Has this got anything to do with Bay City?
Huh?
Has this got anything to do with Bay City this morning?
No. I'm just saying.
Oh, well, we're talking to the City Manager of Bay City.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But it's funny you bring up the King in the Court, because I had Dick Pope on last week talking about Veterans Memorial Stadium, and that name came up, and it's a name I hadn't heard in a long time, and all of a sudden here it is again.
We were at the game.
Very good. All right, sir. Have a good one.
Thank you, Dana.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Oh, well, you know, listen, we are regional, and there are memories. There are memories in the region that cross all the borders.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about that for a minute. Are there, you know, greater efforts in the region now? I know, of course, the Convention and Visitors Bureau is regionalized with individual components.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any more of that going to happen?
You know, we talk about regionalism all the time, and I always say, like, when we make decisions for the city, we need to make them for our region, because that's really important. And I'm sure most people know, you know, I grew up in Saginaw County. I still live in Saginaw County. I am frequently in Midland County, and obviously always in Bay County. So I always think of the region. It's kind of ground into me by my father, obviously.
I think I know that.
Yeah, so you know that. It's always important when you make those decisions, because, you know, you bring somebody to Saginaw, they're going to visit Bay City or to Midland. So I will tell you, like, in all of our meetings, that we always talk about regionalism, and I think it's really important. You just don't want to make those decisions just in your own little your box. So
no, I know, and there was I was at a meeting where they were explaining transportation in the area and what you would have to do to get from Midland to Saginaw by bus. You'd have to go into Bay City. You'd have to take Bay City to Saginaw Valley. You'd have to then get on Stars, and it would take you about 5 hours.
Yeah, that's sad. And that's really sad, because, I mean, there are some people that just don't have that. Get places if they want to have a job, say in Saginaw, and they live in Bay City. Those issues are real. We hear that all the time from people, and that's very sad.
Yeah, I know it won't happen, but it would be nice to think about a regional transportation system all in one. That's not going to happen because of the way everything is structured, but it would be really nice to have that. But
it would be. And
we can all dream.
We
can all dream.
Yeah, we can. Yes, we can.
So, listen, thanks for spending. Oh, wait a minute. We have another caller. All right, let's take this call before we go. Keith in Bay City. Keith, good morning. Keith, you're on with Dana Muscott.
Hi, Art.
Hi.
Hi, Art.
Dana, nice to hear you on the show.
Well, good. Thank
just
you.
a follow-up point. The King and his court, they did come to Bay City and play, and I umpired it, and they were down at the fairgrounds, and he filled up the Bay County Fairgrounds.
I got to ask you a question now. I've seen the King and his court. What in the world did you have to umpire?
No, it was let's say it was kind of a production. I mean, he told us we had to meet with him and his players ahead of time, and he said, in this inning, I'm going to pick the guy to throw the ball behind my back and do it. Now, we didn't know when, but he told us in that inning he was going to do it, and he did it. And then some of the athletes that he had with him, I mean, one guy was on the Canadian Olympic team, and they were world.
Oh yeah, they were all world class.
Yeah, one of the guys could throw the ball underhand from center field to home plate, a strike.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I saw them once.
Yeah. Oh, it's quite a feat. But just a follow-up point. That's all.
Good memories. Thanks, Keith.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate it. The memories. Well, listen, that when you think about it, Dana, that's what makes a community, isn't it?
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
All of that history and the neighborhoods and the people, and it's more than just buildings and bricks and mortar. Sure is indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate your time as always. And
thank you for having me.
Look forward to doing it again.
All right. Wonderful. Have a great week.
You too. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Dana Muscott, she is the city manager of Bay City, and we have regular conversations with her and always enjoy it. We will now take a break. When we come back, open phones for the remainder of the program right up through 11 o'clock. So if you have memories of King and his court, by all means. Otherwise, whatever's on your mind, 989-752-6111, toll free 866-790 WSGW. We will be back.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit spectrummobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrummobile.com/save for details.
We're all dreaming of something. So why not make those dreams a reality?
A new van with sliding doors. A new house with more than one bathroom. Oh, and heated seats. Or maybe even just some money to add a new bathroom to this house. A remote starter.
No matter what you've been dreaming of lately, Dow Chemical Employees Credit Union has a loan for you. With great rates, fast approvals, and a potential year-end loan interest rebate via our member giveback, DCECU can help make your dreams come true. Visit dcecu.org/borrow for more details. Membership eligibility required. Loans subject to approval based on creditworthiness of applicants and collateral conditions if applicable. While member giveback rebates and rewards occur with great regularity, this credit union benefit is not guaranteed. Not all loan and deposit products are eligible for member giveback consideration. Some limitations apply. Equal housing opportunity, insured by NCUA.
Hi, this is Mary Ann from Warden Interiors in Frankenmuth. It's time to warm up your home, and we don't mean the temperature. We're talking about making your home more inviting all year round with upgrades like window treatments, quartz or laminate countertops, hardwood, tile, luxury vinyl flooring, carpeting, and much more. We handle the best brands like Mohawk, Shaw, Hunter Douglas window treatments, Harndine, Armstrong, and so many more. To put it all together, our experienced design team at Warden Interiors will help you find just the right look, catering to your personal taste for unique designs that will warm your home in any season. And our master installers make sure all the work is done right. See more at Warden Interiors, 355. To see all we can do to make your home shine this fall and every season afterwards. Warden Interiors on North Main Street in Frankenmuth will help you bring it all together.
Take a sleigh ride with the Beach Boys at Soaring Eagle Casino. Friday night, December 17th.
Make it an unforgettable holiday with the Beach Boys.
Frosty the Snowman was a jolly, happy soul with a corn cob pipe and a button nose and two eyes made out of coal.
The Beach Boys, holiday classics and greatest hits.
Surfing USA.
Tickets start at $24. On sale now at the Soaring Eagle and Eagles Landing box offices or online at etix.com. Holiday Harmonies. Tickets on sale Saturday at Soaring Eagle Casino. Details at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
Don't wait to put an end to junk sleep. Shop Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale and wake up a better you. Save up to $500 when you get a king bed for the price of a queen or a queen for a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying Sealy purchase up to a $499 value. Or shop Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America, and save up to $500 on adjustable mattress sets. Unjunk your sleep. Only offer valid with qualifying purchase. Restrictions apply. See details at mattressfirm.com.
You're in the Stone Specialist Studios. This is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show from my Second Off Spirit Home studio. John is in Bay City waiting for us, so let's say good morning to John. Hello, John.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. How's Art today?
Good. Good.
Listen, I wanted to try to get in when the manager was there. You know, they do such a great job on them fireworks in Bay City. I've been going to them since day one, which is a long time. But anyways, the only problem I have is, you know, they had that high water and they almost didn't have the fire, allow the trailers and that down there this year. But I sure hope next year they can run a street sweeper through there and cut the floor presentation of the city. And that's what I wanted to mention. And I also wanted to throw in with King in his court. I don't know. Do you remember Jimmy Ankenbrand?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know Jimmy.
You know, well, I was out on the course one day and he brought the catcher out there to play golf with me.
Oh, did he really?
He says, well, I said, show him the course. And I showed him this giant tee I had, and he ended up putting it in his pocket. But we went in the clubhouse, and afterwards, I had to go to a wedding, so I took a quick shower and took off. And I get there next morning, and the kid in the locker room says, we took care of your guest. He had a nice dinner and everything. I said, on my tab? And he said, well, yeah. I said, he wasn't my guest.
That's Jimmy. That's Jimmy.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I want to be in with the next time you see Goose, rough him up a little bit and ask him how the Eagles are doing, and he'll know who you were talking to.
All right, I will.
They had a draft one time at the Bay City Country Club in the locker, and I said to Goose, I said, well, how's the Eagles doing? He said, it's a spirit.
Yeah.
So if you call him the Eagles, he'll know who you're talking to.
All right.
They are just, yeah.
Good enough, John. I appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Yes, indeed. Memories, they are so good. You know, sometimes, though, I it's been a couple of years now, but the last time I was in New York City, at the time before that, it was probably 5-6 years ago, after I did what I wanted to do in Manhattan, I decided to get on the subway and drive up to my old neighborhood, ride up to my old neighborhood on the subway. And walking around the neighborhood, because it's been, I don't know, 50 years. Let's see. No more than that, probably 55 years since I lived there. You don't realize, you have memories, and you know how people say memories are often better than reality. It's very difficult to go back to where you're from because of all the changes. I mean, the old businesses I remembered weren't there anymore. There were still some things, but most things had changed. And it just didn't have the same feeling. The neighborhood just didn't have the same feeling that it had when I grew up. And so I decided, well, okay, been here, done that. And that's probably the last time I'll ever go back. Unless I'm driving in a car around and I can just drive into the neighborhood and drive out. But I just I had to do it just to see if those memories were what I remembered. Now, the overall physicality of the area was the same, and I remembered that. A number of years ago, back around 2000, 2001, drove through the neighborhood of my old high school, which now has been closed. But that was identical. I mean, there are some neighborhoods in New York just don't change. Period. They will forever be the same. And there are people who live in those neighborhoods that have never been out of them. There are people in New York City that live in a neighborhood, let's say, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 square block neighborhood that will never leave that neighborhood. That's their life. They work there. They raise their kids there. They live there. They eat there. And rarely do they ever venture outside of their neighborhoods. That's just the New York way. It's a New York style of life. I mean, when you see New York, all you see are the tens of thousands of people walking the streets in Manhattan or crushed onto the subways. But if you really want to see New York, if you ever get to New York City and you want to see New York, go to the neighborhoods. Go into Brooklyn. Go into the Bronx. Go into Queens. That's where you get a real taste of what life is like in New York City. And also, you'll find some of the best food in the neighborhoods. Anyway, take a break, and then we'll come back. Got a number of things to talk about this morning on the Art Lewis Show.
If you're Medicare eligible, now's the time to review your coverage to get all you can from your plan. With Covenant Advantage, a PHP, hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage you need and valuable extras you want. With dental benefits from Delta Dental, vision, hearing, and so much more without paying more. Covenant Advantage consultants are leading seminars in the area and are available for personal consultations. Don't delay. Learn more at covenantadvantage.com.
There's a feeling you get when you plant Dairyland Seed alfalfa. We call Dairyland Seed Pride. Yeah, we heard all that. I think we're ready for what's next. And just who might you be? I'm the new voice of Dairyland Seed, the guy that talks less and delivers more. You see, Dairyland Seed has their strongest lineup of top performers ever. Let our seed do the talking for us. No one informed me about this. Take our HybriForce 4400 alfalfa, for example. The latest generation in the family to set new standards for yield and quality. It delivered a 6.9% yield advantage against the competition in 502 head-to-head comparisons. With proven performance like that, what's left to say? But I like being Dairyland Seed proud. We do too, and we always will be. But sometimes you gotta get out of the way and let the numbers speak for themselves. Can we at least listen to the music one more time? You got it, buddy. See how Dairyland Seed HybriForce 4400 brings the yield and delivers the quality at dairylandseed.com.
It's not magic. It's just to homes across the country this holiday. It's the United States Postal Service. And we don't need a team of reindeer to do it because we've added more vehicles to our fleet. And while we don't come down your chimney, we can pick up presents for you and yours. So if making more holiday deliveries to homes in the U.S. than anyone else seems like magic, that means we're doing our job. Share the magic at USPS.com/helpers.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, or discomfort or difficulty breathing, and be deadly. Your symptoms can mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away, by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The Saginaw Spirit play here.
T-Bone Todd is in on a 2-on-none with Nick Wong. Todd scores! First goal and 6 for T-Bone. A short-handed goal, and the Spirit are up and running with a 1-0 lead.
The Spirit entertain the Sioux Greyhounds on Wednesday night at the Dow Event Center. Game time coverage begins at 6:50 on 100.5 News Radio WSGW.
Great seats are still available. For ticket information, visit Saginaw.
Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. you are in the Medicare program, you will have heard by now that the Part B costs, that's the doctor and all of those costs, are going up to $170.10 a month from the current rate of $148.50 a month. Part of that has to do with COVID, and there were some increases that were not taken during COVID. But at the same time that Social Security recipients are getting a 5.9% COLA increase, the Medicare is going up by $29 or something like that, $29.60. So you can count on the fact that part of your increase will be eaten up. They say the average Social Security increase should provide, I think it was an extra $92 increase on average. Now that's that all depends on how much you're getting from Social Security. The average benefit, the average Social Security benefit, is now $1,565 a month, and that will go up to $1,657 a month. So about a $92 increase. However, that's the average. There are people who wait and don't take their Social Security until they're 70 and they get the benefit of the 8% a year increase. Their checks are a lot bigger than that. So their increase will also be larger, 5.9% of whatever it is. I'm not sure how long we can sustain Social Security without some adjustments in the actuarial tables. I'm serious about that. It's not an endless supply of money. You know, at one time when Social Security came into being under Roosevelt and back in the day when it was designed to be a safety net, 10 people were paying for every one person collecting Social Security. Today, it's close to or less than one person paying for everybody collecting. Eventually, that formula is going to run out of money. In my world, the way I look at it, you know, back in the day when Social Security was created, you collected at 65 and they expected you to die by 66. Well, today you collected at 67 and you're going to probably live into your 80s, 90s. And therein lies the problem. It has fallen way behind the actuarial tables because medicine has given us longer lives. We take care of ourselves, at least we should. So more people are collecting for longer periods of time. Something, sometime, somewhere, somehow is going to have to give. I do believe that there are going to be Social Security reforms coming down the pike. However, having said that, I don't believe that those reforms will impact current Social Security recipients. In other words, I don't believe they're going to, for example, cut benefits. There was talk a while back, well, if it keeps going the way it's going, we'll have to reduce benefits by 35% or whatever the number was, I don't think that's ever going to happen. And I'll tell you why, because people collecting Social Security are more likely to vote. And since most people vote with their pocketbook, if you dip your hand too far into their pocketbook and take away their money, they're not going to vote for you. So when you look at Medicare recipients and you look at Social Security recipients, you're looking at a strong voting bloc. And in a society where the population was getting older. So I'm pretty convinced, could be wrong, but I'm pretty convinced that Any adjustments to Social Security will be made to the future collecting of Social Security, not to the present day collectors. Right or wrong? I'm not making the argument right or wrong. I'm just suggesting that the reason that they're not going to touch current benefits is because of votes. And don't kid yourself if you don't think that Washington doesn't do things with a vote in mind. They're always looking at votes, constantly looking at votes. From the day they're elected, they're looking at votes for the next election, which is why some things happen in Washington. We scratch our heads and say, why did they do that? Votes. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. But anyway, you can expect Part B will go up. You've got till December 7th, is it? Is that, I think that's when the window closes. So we'll talk more about it on the 27th, which is a week from this Saturday. Our buddy who wrote the book, Maximize Your Medicare, he'll be on to talk about the changes and what they mean. Also, as long as I'm talking about that, this Saturday, we're going to be on the road this Saturday to Mount Pleasant, to Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort for Shipshewana on the road. And Ernie Krieger, it's tradition now, will join me out at the Soaring Eagle Casino. So if you've got any major appliance questions, save them up and we'll get Ernie on to talk about them. All right. So I just wanted to bring up that Medicare thing because, you know, they who giveth taketh. So, yeah, you're going to get a 5.9% increase in your Social Security. But by the way, your Medicare is going to go up. Here's something else I want to talk about. I'm not going to get the whole conversation in this hour. I'll have to wait till next hour. I'll just give you the tease on it. A Republican-backed bill would federally decriminalize marijuana. All right. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll finish up this hour. Open phones next hour, and I'll start out with that marijuana story to tell you. All coming up.
Hi, this is Mary Ann from Warden Interiors in Frankenmuth. It's time to warm up your home, and we don't mean the temperature. We're talking about making your home more inviting all year round with upgrades like window treatments, quartz or laminate countertops, hardwood, tile, luxury vinyl floor, more. We handle the best brands like Mohawk, Shaw, Hunter Douglas window treatments, Harndine, Armstrong, and so many more. To put it all together, our experienced design team at Warden Interior will help you find just the right look, catering to your personal taste for unique designs that will warm your home in any season. And our master installers make sure all the work is done right. See more at Warden Interiors, 355 North Main Street, to see all we can do to make your home shine this fall and every season afterwards. Warden Interiors on North Main Street in Frankenmuth will help you bring it all together.
Welcome to retirement. Now, replace your paycheck. To local financial coach Kevin Ray, this is what retirement planning is all about.
Building monthly paychecks. And how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
Don't wait to put an end to junk sleep. Shop Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale and wake up a better you. $1 when you get a king bed for the price of a queen or a queen for a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying Sealy purchase up to a $4.99 value. Or shop Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America, and save up to $500 on adjustable mattress sets. Unjunk your sleep. Only at Mattress Firm. Offer valid with qualifying purchase. Restrictions apply. See details at mattressfirm.com.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with lots of sound effects. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here are some zany sounds. Saving on home insurance is no laughing matter. Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need. The money you save could change. It's time for you to take your insurance choice seriously. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Monday is the deadline for federal workers to be fully vaccinated against COVID. It coincides as an 80% jump in Thanksgiving airline bookings.
Could this impact your holiday travel?
I don't expect the vaccine mandate to have any impact whatsoever.
TSA Administrator David Pekoski told CBS Mornings the vaccination numbers have greatly improved.
More and more people, including TSA employees, are now vaccinated.
But he says if TSA workers don't get vaccinated or have an exemption, they could lose their jobs.
It's very important that we have our workforce fully vaccinated.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
A second day of deliberations gets underway this hour at the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse, the 18-year-old who killed two Black Lives Matter protesters in Kenosha. CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman.
There is no lawyer who could possibly say that long deliberations versus short deliberations favor one side or the other. At some point, they'll reach a consensus.
The QAnon shaman is about to learn his fate at court in Washington, D.C. Correspondent Tom Foti.
With his memorable horn outfit, Jacob Chandler was among that group that stormed the U.S. Capitol on January 6th in a pro-Trump riot now under multiple investigations. A 51-month sentence.
That would be the longest so far for a Capitol rioter. America's Roman Catholic bishops are ready to approve new guidance for giving Holy Communion. All eyes are on President Biden, a devout Catholic who favors abortion rights. Some church leaders say he should be denied. Correspondent Ed O'Keefe.
The White House declined to comment on the bishops' conference, and when asked about it last month during his visit to the Vatican, the president would only say of the conference that it's a private conversation.
Mr. Biden is of one of the first Hummer EVs when he visits GM's Factory Zero electric vehicle assembly plant in Detroit today. WWJ's Jeff Gilbert.
The plant, originally named Detroit Hamtramck, was to be closed. The big cars made there discontinued. Then GM decided it could be repurposed instead to make nothing but electric vehicles. After a $2 billion makeover, the first vehicle being made there carries the Hummer name as a fully electric pickup truck.
Part of the president's tour touting his newly enacted Worried about having enough money for your golden years? Bank rates Greg McBride.
52% of American workers feel as if they are behind on retirement savings. Only 21%, about 1 in 5, saying that they're on track.
The Dow is down 140 points. This is CBS News.
Need to hire great candidates? You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform for interviewing, screening, and hiring high-quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Essexville native John Paul Morosi returns to the Great Lakes Bay region. Michigan series at Midland Center for the Arts. Morosi will share stories his path from Bay City to the Tigers beat at the Detroit Free Press to his current role as analyst and reporter for the Major League Baseball Network. John Paul Morosi, Saturday, November 20th at 7:30 p.m. at Midland Center for the Arts. Tickets at midlandcenter.org.
Fall is here, and so are yummy fall flavors. For every delicious moment that happens as the seasons change, Edible Arrangements in Saginaw is here too. Celebrate teachers and students, coaches and sports stars, and friends and family with a variety of gourmet, fresh and fruity, creamy caramel-covered, decadent, chocolatey, life of the party gifts. Visit Edible Arrangements in Saginaw today or order online at ediblearrangements.com to have the celebration delivered.
There's confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID. One thing is certain. Whether or not you're vaccinated, you need an accurate thermometer to check for fever, the leading sign of flu and COVID. Be vigilant and contact your medical provider at the first sign of fever. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers that have no scientific studies. Only the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies. Learn more at exergen.com.
White mold and sudden syndrome are two of the most important fungal diseases in soybean production today. But did you know 40 to 50 million acres in the north central region are affected annually? When every season has different disease challenges, the question becomes, how can you ensure the best start for your soybeans no matter what? The answer is Heads Up. Trusted by growers across the Midwest, Heads Up offers a new mode of action to prime your beans to help fight fungal disease. Compatible and cost-effective. For more information, visit headsupst.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 52 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Perchuk. The Great Lakes Bay Health Centers is offering a COVID-19 vaccine clinic for children ages 5 to 11 years old today from 4 to 7 p.m. Since most vaccine clinics are open during school hours, the organization is providing the opportunity to get the kids their vaccine after school. The clinic will be held at the Great Lakes Bay Health Center at 229 Gallagher Street in Saginaw. Prizes, gift cards, and giveaways are available to children who get their vaccine. For more information, call 399-1610. Come hear some of your holiday favorites as the Saginaw area concert band kicks off the holiday seasons during holidays in the heart of the city in Old Town Saginaw this weekend. The band will be performing at the Court Street Theater at 6 p.m. Friday. After the free performance, enjoy other holiday happenings occurring in Old Town, like free pony rides in Borchard Park and food vendors on the streets. The band will also perform at the Church Inn Drive November 29th at 7 p.m. for their annual Carols for Cans concert. The performance is free, and patrons are encouraged to bring a non-perishable food item for donation to the Caring Closet. Free will donations will also be available to support the band. The Midland Center for the Arts is hosting the annual Holiday Art Fair this weekend. On Saturday and Sunday, artist booths will be placed throughout the building with Michigan handmade products, including paintings, jewelry, woodworking, and more. Santa Claus will also be on hand to speak to young people attending the fair. Tickets for the art fair can be purchased online at midlandcenter.org or by calling 989-631-8250. Anyone who buys tickets to see Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer the musical Friday at 7 p.m. or Saturday at noon or 4 p.m. can get free admission to the art fair. WSGW News Time 10:07.
One of the great tenors is coming. Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort proudly presents Jonathan Antoine, Saturday night, December 18th. The musical sensation of Britain's Got Talent, Jonathan Antoine. Tickets start at $25. On sale now at the Soaring Eagle and Eagles Landing box offices or online at etix.com. The majesty and grace of one of the great young tenors, Jonathan Antoine at Soaring Eagle Casino. Enjoy a magical cruise with Jonathan Antoine, Saturday night, December 18th at Soaring Eagle Casino. Tickets on sale now. Details at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
WSGW News Time 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. Authorities say a longtime University of Michigan violin professor pleaded guilty to transporting an underage girl across state lines for sex back in 2002. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Detroit said 68-year-old Stephen Ships faces up to 15 years in prison when he's sentenced. Ships was indicted last year on charges of alleging he took a girl across state lines several times between February and July of 2002 with the intention of having sex with her. His arrest came 2 years after the university placed him on paid leave when former students accused him of sexual misconduct while he taught them in the 70s and 80s in Nebraska and North Carolina. Cases of COVID-19 are up across the state, and now some local hospitals are seeing an uptick in cases of the flu. Here's health reporter Dr. Deanna Lights.
Beaumont Health is seeing a rise in flu cases across their hospitals. Dr. Matthew Sims is Director of Infectious Disease Research for Beaumont Health.
2 weeks ago, we started to see really our first cases. I think we had something like 5 cases with something like 0.2% positivity rate, but now the next week we had 25 cases, so about 1% positivity rate. So it's going up.
The CDC recommends everyone 6 months of age and older get a flu shot. It's also important to cover your nose and mouth if you cough or sneeze, wash your hands often, and stay home if you're sick.
It's considered a big party, and big name country acts appear at Faster Horses Festival at Michigan International Speedway every summer. But MLive reports there have been 30 reports of criminal sexual conduct, 91 assaults, and 6 deaths in the past several. 3 people died this past July when they died from carbon monoxide poisoning in a camper. A 4th person, 30-year-old Melissa Havens, was found dead from natural causes. Her death certificate says she died due to complications of obesity, with drug and alcohol use also playing a factor. WSGW News Time 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. We'll see a few scattered rain showers at times here for today with cloudy sky conditions and a high into the upper 50s. Winds out of the southwest around 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 25. And then for tonight, we'll have a chance for some rain showers, cloudy, a low near 35. Thursday, a chance for rain and snow mixing here late. We'll have partial sunshine developing, high around 37 degrees. Then by Friday, high around 42. Saturday, mostly cloudy, high 43 degrees. Sunday, chance for rain and snow mixing, becoming all rain late, high around 48. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 50.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW from my Saginaw Spirit Home Studio. We thank them for sponsoring our home studio. And the show is sponsored by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty. For all of your residential and commercial real estate needs, give Linda a call, 989-295-7713. 989-295-7713. She will get your home sold fast or get you into a home quickly. Linda Shepard, Pinnacle Realty. Open phones for the hour, 989-752-6111. The toll-free number, 866-790-WSGW. Got a caller waiting. Carl's on the phone from Saginaw, so we'll start with him. Carl, good morning.
Good morning, Art. You said that you were going to talk about this cannabis legislation that's going to be introduced in Congress. But just before we get into that, just quickly, I wanted to mention that in the city of Saginaw, Mackinac Street from Michigan Avenue down to Arthur Hill High School, I believe today they're going to open Mackinac Street.
Yeah.
It's been closed for a long time.
Yep.
And time coming. And then even before it was closed, it was almost like a third world,
yes.
Road, you drive down it at your own risk.
Yep.
It was really in bad shape.
Yeah. So, well, they took care of it. That's good.
They did. And it's like smooth as glass. And
yeah. All right. Let me,
the new line.
Yeah. Let me lay this marijuana thing out for you before we talk about it, so everybody knows what we're talking about. Okay. Republican Representative Nancy Mace from South Carolina is introducing legislation to decriminalize marijuana at the federal level and then leave it up to every state as to whether or not they would allow the use of marijuana. The law would also regulate it like alcohol and tobacco, and there would be a minimum age of 21. And it would throw the control and supervision of marijuana into 3 different departments. The Department of Agriculture would supervise growing. Alcohol, tobacco, firearms would supervise the cannabis industry. And the FDA would supervise the medical marijuana side. And also what would happen is it would allow businesses that are in the marijuana business deposit their money in federal banks, which they can't do.
Yes.
So, I mean, this is one of those, the way I view this, Carl, this is one of those, the horse is out of the barn. He's not going back.
No.
So they might as well do this. But there are objections. There are objections. You can bet on it. So what's your feeling?
Well, I pretty much, yes, I agree. It should be legalized on the federal level, so they should be able to use the banking system. Dispensaries, everything has to be cash, and that creates its own problems when you have large amounts of cash sitting around. So yeah, I think it's time. The country has changed its opinions, on marijuana over the last 20, 30 years, and it's time for the federal laws to catch up. Right now, marijuana is like a Class A narcotic, according to in the same category as heroin, and that just don't.
Well, the other thing this does is it leaves it up to the states. It's by decriminalizing it federally doesn't mean it's all of a sudden going to be everywhere. The states are still going to have control over the licensing and deciding what to do, which is fine with me. The more rights the states get, the less the federal government gets. I'm a happier camper.
I don't see why you'd handle it any differently than alcohol.
No, I don't either.
To me,
exactly. Exactly.
And, you create the distribution, in the legal framework. And
you know what's interesting at the federal level? I mean, this marijuana is just one example because I think it was Colorado that moved to allow booster vaccines for everyone, not just those over 65, in defiance, if you will, of the CDC guidelines, which say over 65 or extenuating circumstances, all that stuff. And now what's happening? Guess what? The CDC is looking at allowing it. And what happens is with these things, when the federal government is over authoritarian on these issues and the states start taking matters into their own hands, once they do, the federal government's hands are tied. Are they going to go after every state that has marijuana laws?
No.
Of course not.
No.
And if every state starts allowing booster shots for everyone, are they going to go after them? No, they can't. They threaten them with withholding dollars, but they can't do that to every state in the country.
Yeah.
The last time they did that successfully was probably the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit. And if you'll remember right, Michigan was the last state in the union to convert to 55 miles an hour, and only when their highway funds were threatened.
Yeah, I think part of this change in marijuana has to do with taxes and revenue to governments, state governments, and I think the federal government is probably looking at, they want a piece of this pie.
Yes, there will be an excise tax. That's part of the bill.
Well, you remember the revenue agents, back in the 1920s or 1930s?
Yeah.
It was because they didn't want moonshine, not because they didn't like moonshine, paying taxes on, illegal alcohol. That's I think the government, they want their piece of the pie.
Oh yeah, don't they always?
And I think that's probably what a lot of this is about.
All right.
Follow the money.
Good enough, Carl. Thanks. Appreciate it. All right, let's continue on. Mark can't decide where he is. He's in the Tri-Cities today. Good morning, Mark.
Morning, Art. How are you doing today?
Good.
Good. We have a grow in some dispensaries. And just like that gentleman was saying earlier, there was times that I took $90,000 cash to Lansing. I mean, you talk about being scared.
Oh, wait. What did you do with it in Lansing?
Well, you gave it to, there's a, oh my God, I forget what it was.
A depository where you can
drop the money off to.
Is that for taxes?
Pardon me?
For taxes, or was that where you put your personal funds?
Taxes.
Oh, taxes. Okay.
No, taxes.
Got it.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
And then you walk in there and there's 3 armed state policemen. They were nice as could be, but they couldn't figure out either why banking wouldn't take our money instead of holding all that cash for all that time.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. if you don't mind. Are you a grower or a retailer?
We're a grower and we're a dispensary too.
So you are. Okay. Has the business turned out to be as good as you expected it to be?
Yes, and here's why. It is so, and it's regulated. We have inspections all the time by state police, by taxes, everybody. So it's worked out great.
So you're happy with it?
Yeah, money-wise, it's good. But it's not, because you've got to pretty much, like, we have a scientist working for us, so we get the right nutrients and water and everything to the soil. And then there's some ex-state police people that started a testing lab over in Auburn. So we work with them, and we have is good and safe. Yeah.
So last question, if they legalize it at the federal level, they decriminalize it, I assume that would help you.
Yeah. And the reason being, like, when the product comes off, ready for sale from our grow, we have to sell it certified and everything to certain individuals that within Michigan.
Right.
So if the federal mandate come off, then we could ship it wherever.
Yeah, interesting. All right. Well, good luck with it.
It's quite a different. Pardon me?
Good luck with it. I'm glad to hear it's working for you.
Process.
Yeah.
And you know what? The last thing, when the dispensary, you wouldn't believe the older people we come in. The people with crutches and stuff, saying it really relieves their pain.
Yep.
That to me is the biggest reward.
Are you specifically in medical marijuana?
No, we're in both.
You're in both. Okay, good enough.
Yep.
All right, Mark, I appreciate the
buddy.
inside look at it. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Have a good one. Bye-bye now. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk to Errol. All of that is ahead here on the Art Lewis Show.
Spectrum Business knows small businesses are always looking to cut expenses. That's why we offer the best value on fast internet and phone. But we wanted to do more. So, how does 1 month free sound? Get 200 megabit per second internet for $49.99 a month and business phone for $19.99 a month. And right now, you can get 1 month of internet and phone and even TV for free. Call 855-258-5887 and restrictions apply.
Hi, this is Mary Ann from Warden Interiors in Frankenmuth. It's time to warm up your home, and we don't mean the temperature. We're talking about making your home more inviting all year round with upgrades like window treatments, quartz or laminate countertops, hardwood, tile, luxury vinyl flooring, carpeting, and much more. We handle the best brands like Mohawk, Shaw, Hunter Douglas window treatments, Harndine, Armstrong, and so many more. To put it all together, our experienced design team at Warden Interior will help you find just the right look, catering to your personal taste for unique designs that will warm your home in any season. And our master installers make sure all the work is done right. See more at Warden Interiors, 355 North Main Street, to see all we can do to make your home shine this fall and every season afterwards. Warden Interiors on North Main Street in Frank. Bring it all together.
That's a no-whip, high-foam, 170-degree, sugar-free gingerbread latte.
Ah, yes, it's gingerbread latte season at Duchesne's Coffee Shop.
Gingerbread on the side.
He'll need a seasonal barista before his cookie starts to crumble.
Anything else? Oh, there's a list.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm Susan Lee, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks open mixed. Housing starts, groundbreakings for new homes declined 0.7% in October, though permits for future construction rose 4%. Target sales jumped 12% in the recent quarter, and its earnings were stronger than forecast. Chief Executive Brian Cornell says shelves are Friday. He's predicting a really strong holiday season. TJ Maxx also says its holiday inventory is better than it was before COVID. Its earnings also top forecasts. And Lowe's also reported an upbeat quarter. Tomorrow, November 18th, marks the 50th anniversary of McDonald's Egg McMuffin. For the anniversary day only, you can buy a McMuffin for the original price of 63 cents. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Puerto Rico is the new go-to destination for investment opportunities, and Impeller is the new online tool that connects investors with innovative projects seeking capital on the island. Impeller takes the guesswork out of investing in Puerto Rico, surfacing the insights you need to make informed decisions and empower your investment portfolio. Visit investpr.org/impeller and set up your account today to see what the island has to offer. For investment opportunities in Puerto Rico, powered by Invest Puerto Rico.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Trying to find when and where you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football, and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football on WSGW? Just click on the sports broadcast box on WSGW.com for complete game time listings. That's WSGW.com.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and let's talk to Errol in Saginaw. Errol, good morning.
Is Patrick wearing a black armband this morning, considering Michigan lost their basketball game last night?
I don't know that he's into the basketball that much.
Yeah. Got a question for you. How much profit do you think?
How much profit does what?
On an annual basis.
What? Say it again. I missed part of what you said. Say it again.
All right. Companies are entitled to a profit.
Right.
So they can pay their shareholders.
Right.
Okay. How much money do you think Pfizer is making in profits?
I have no idea. Oh, wow, they're making a lot of money. I think I read $1,000 an hour.
They're making $65,000 a day profit, and so is Pfizer. They're in line to have $34 billion with a B dollars in profits this year. I wonder if they're going to share it with the shareholders.
Well, they would have to.
Last night.
They would have to.
Well,
if it's the shareholders share in profit. So they
Yeah.
would.
Yeah,
The
no,
question is, how
well,
much tax are they going to pay on it?
Well, that's another good question. It'd be nice to have an answer.
But
to.
of course, whatever they pay, we
Who
pay.
lives in the stock market can answer it. But I was floored. I wasn't floored. I was laying in bed listening to overnight, and I had a guest on there talking about how much profit's being made by Pfizer. And
Well, you know
the other
why?
companies.
You
And,
know why? Because the federal government literally bought the entire supply. They had a no loss. They were in a no loss position. They were paid to develop the vaccine and paid to produce the vaccine. And so is Moderna, and so is Johnson and Johnson. What's the surprise? And now Pfizer has a new pill, and the government has already said they're going to order enough pills to take care of I don't know how many millions of people. So
well, they want to have someone produce pills out of the country so they can supply the poor countries.
well, they're going to license the manufacturer.
Yes.
And that listen, it's how much is too much is an interesting question. I really don't have the answer to that. I don't know what I don't know how to even think about how much is too much.
You know what I think? I think it's unconscionable that they can make that kind of money.
Yeah, well, yeah, the part that bothers me is it's all on the backs of the American taxpayer.
That's exactly it. That's why I said what I said.
Because
I'm
even
not
if
sure
if they made all the profit, it came from us because the federal government paid for it, and we give the federal government all their money. So,
well, that's true.
and
But
so
don't make
one way or
yourself
another, it comes out of our
excited
pocket. One way or another, it comes out of our pocket.
Anyway, go have fun, sir. Take a trip to the Bronx.
I thought you said go have fun.
Well, I
Actually,
think you ought
actually,
to have a walking tour of all your neighborhoods in New York.
well, I've
would
done
be a
that.
fun trip.
I've done that. Oh, you mean I should do it with others? I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe a dozen or something like that.
It would
Talk to
be
ya.
interesting. It would be interesting.
Yeah.
All right, Errol. Thanks.
Talk to you.
Take care. Bye-bye now. All right, and we have Paul in Midland waiting for us. Paul, good morning.
Wonderful morning, Art Lewis.
Thank you. How are you, Paul?
I am doing awesome. this
Listen,
morning.
now I'm glad you called because it's funny. I mean, you can't see this unless you're watching online, but I have a piece of paper with notes on it. And for the last 3 days, I have written your name on the note. And the reason is I had a computer problem. I need you to resend me your writings.
Okay. I'll do that. And you're going to find this very interesting. 2 callers ago, a gentleman told you that he had a company where he was a grower
Yes.
and a dispensary.
Yes.
And my writings, the main title included the word dispensary.
Oh, really?
And yesterday,
Yes, that's right.
I found out when I applied to the state of Michigan the title of the book as a new company, but I'm not allowed to use the word dispensary
You're kidding.
in the state of Michigan. And so
Why not?
dispensary is reserved for pharmacies and pharmacists only. And so you've got the whole issue of the First Amendment and freedom of speech, but the state has taken that word dispensary and it's only allowed to be utilized by pharmacies and pharmacists, and they've taken the word.
Well, I would imagine.
They've utilized the word provisioner for the marijuana industry.
Well, the marijuana industry still uses dispensary. But,
They
here's
do,
the
but
thing.
Legally, they're not allowed to.
Well, but here's the thing. You go back to free speech. I don't think in a court, if it ever got to it, a federal court, they would be allowed to restrict the use of a common everyday word like dispensary. Let's face it, I could walk around all day and say I'm a dispensary. They're going to arrest me for using the term? I don't think
No,
so.
but if I put it up on a sign on a building, they will.
So as the name of a business is what you're saying.
Correct.
Oh.
Because I wanted to utilize the name of what I sent you as the name of the business because I have a URL.
Right.
A website I'm developing with that name. I've got social media utilizing that name, a YouTube channel utilizing that name.
And they can't stop you from doing that, but they can stop you from putting it up on the side of a building.
And filing tax
Registering.
information.
Yeah. In other words, you can't register a business with that name.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
when that guy kept referring to himself as a dispensary, I kept thinking, I hope you don't have any legal papers that utilize that.
Well, probably not, because they wouldn't allow it.
Or signs, right, because they wouldn't allow it. But
Interesting.
yeah, so I thought you'd find that interesting.
I do, and please resend that stuff to me today, would you?
Yes, I will.
And then I'll get with you. All right.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, Paul.
Thanks, Art.
All right.
Love your show.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye. An old friend, Paul, has written some things that he wanted me to look over, and I had an issue, and bye-bye. I love computers. I told you, I will reiterate this again. I told you this the other day. I have deactivated my Facebook account because my account was cloned and people were getting messages from me that I did not send. I haven't sent anything on Facebook in I don't know how long, but all of a sudden I was running into people I know And they were smart enough to know that I wouldn't send them the kind of message it was. Just the other day at a meeting, I ran into a person, and she said, "Well, gee, I got this email from you, and it started out real nice, and how are you, and all that stuff. And then you got into some kind of an investment thing, and you were looking for money." And I went, "Oh, stop right there, not me." So I deactivated my Facebook account, and I may dump it altogether. I mean, by deactivating it, you can always come back again and activate it. But I didn't use it before, so I think I may just dump out of it altogether. At 78 years old, I can find other things to do. I have other ways of communicating. I know Facebook is the biggest thing in the world, and everybody refers to Facebook this and Facebook that. Well, guess what? I can still go on Facebook and look, but I just I find these things very, very frustrating. So the best answer for me was just to bail out, and that's what I did. So if anybody's gotten any messages from me, they weren't from me. Just thought I'd mention that. We're going to take a pause. Lines are open for you. Other things to talk about too when we come back, and we'll be back right after these notes.
You know, we're all dreaming of something. So why not make those dreams a reality?
A new van with sliding doors. A new than one bathroom. Oh, and heated seats. Or maybe even just some money to add a new bathroom to this house. A remote starter.
No matter what you've been dreaming of lately, Dow Chemical Employees Credit Union has a loan for you. With great rates, fast approvals, and a potential year-end loan interest rebate via our member giveback, DCECU can help make your dreams come true. Visit dcecu.org/borrow for more details. Membership eligibility required. Loans subject to approval, advance of applicants, and collateral conditions if applicable. Other limitations may apply. While member giveback rebates and rewards occur with great regularity, this credit union benefit is not guaranteed. Not all loan products are eligible for member giveback consideration. Some limitations apply. Equal housing opportunity, insured by NCUA.
I wasn't able to sleep in my own bed. Because of my wife's struggles with CPAP, I had to move out to the couch, out to the recliner, out to my son's bunk bed. That is, until she started using Inspire, a sleep apnea treatment that works inside her body with just the click of a remote.
Get back to sleeping in your own bed with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit InspireSleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
Big news from Simply Safe Home Security. Okay. The horns are too much. Yeah, that's better. Big news. The new wireless outdoor security camera is here. Yes, Simply Safe's award-winning home security just got even better, taking whole home protection to a whole new level. Okay, I'm missing the horns. Simply Safe is celebrating this new camera with 50% off a new system this week. Visit simplysafe.com.
Finding the right Medicare plan may feel impossible, but now it's anything but. With Walgreens Find RX coverage tool, you can compare plans online, over the phone, or in person, making Medicare easier than ever. Easier than picking which true crime doc to watch, Wi-Fi password, or putting the duvet cover back on. So if you can do those things, with Find RX coverage, you can definitely Medicare. Find the plan that's right for you by visiting walgreens.com/Medicare.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Don't wait to put an end to junk sleep. Shop Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale and wake up a better you. Save up to $500 when you get a king bed for the price of a queen or a queen for a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying Sealy purchase up to a $499 value. Or shop Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America, and save up to on adjustable mattress sets. Unjunk your sleep. Only at Mattress Firm. Offer valid with qualifying purchase. Restrictions apply. See details at mattressfirm.com.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back here on the Art Lewis Show. Back to our phones. Al is in Midland. Morning, Al.
Good morning, Arthur. Hey, on this cloning, the Facebook, you may want to think again on that. You're a public figure. Somebody's already got your impression. They got your pictures. They can still impersonate you on Facebook. Oh,
yeah, but I can at least demonstrate it wasn't me.
Yeah, you can, but you're going to be running around. It's like the antivirus people, the virus guys that make the virus. The antivirus guys come up with a plan to try to defeat it. You're chasing this circle.
It's all right. You got to chase
going
it.
around in a circle trying to.
Well, you can't sit still and do nothing.
No, but you're going to it one way or another.
That's, at least if I took the action I needed to take, that's all I care about.
Right.
I mean, the rest of it, I can't control the rest.
Right. But at least if you're on Facebook, you can point out, hey, that's not me. This is me.
No, if I'm not on Facebook, I don't have to worry about it. So.
Well, but they're still going to impersonate you on there, possibly.
Well, possibly, but
anyhow,
they can't use the password anymore because it's dead.
No.
So
Well, they don't. Yeah, they created their own account, but it was a duplicate of yours. That's why
that's
the
clone
phrase
right.
is used.
Right.
And you weren't the only one that had that.
No, I'm sure I'm not.
Cliff had it.
I'm sure I'm not.
That's one of the first people to figure out that it wasn't you. And I happened to talk to you right off the bat on the phone here and make that comment. And I don't know whether you knew about it before I told you or what, but I'm sure I'm one of the first people that discovered that. Hey, back on this election things and midterms and things like that, with all the things that are going wrong with the border, inflation, all this headwind that's going against the party, I still in a bloodbath. I just, there's so much going on in the country right now.
Now say that again. You think there's going to be a bloodbath? Which way?
I think the Democrats are going to lose a lot of seats in a lot of places.
I think so too, and for a number of reasons. One, most people vote with their pocketbook, so let's start with that. If inflation continues, they're dead in the water. Secondly, from what I've read about redistricting around the country, it's actually come out favoring the Republicans.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
In congressional seats.
They're hopping mad in Michigan, and in fact, they're scared. I happen to listen to some of them. They're scared this isn't going to work in their favor. So I think you're right. I think it does favor the Republicans in a lot of places.
I'm not talking about Michigan now, but around the country, because most places don't have what we have. Most places still have gerrymandering. But in Michigan, I've heard complaints from both sides, which tells me they're doing something right. I don't know.
Maybe. Well, I guess I've only heard from the Democrat side that they're worried and they're scared over this. So
some should be. I mean, Congressman Kildee, I know one of the maps moves his district not only with Flint but into the Thumb, which is heavily Republican in many areas.
Right.
So he would have a much more competitive race than he had before. There was talk at one time. Early on in the maps, there was talk that Kildee would have to run against Molinar. Well, that hasn't come to pass. But he's, listen, all of these representatives and state and federal are watching closely to see which map is finally approved.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. to watch. I will say that. It's just, we live in interesting times.
Yeah, well, we have more ways to watch, listen, learn,
we
or
sure
be
do.
or be lied to. It depends what
Well,
what you follow.
I've turned off CNN. I can't trust them anymore.
Yeah. Well, I tend to. It's funny because for a while I wasn't watching any of that national stuff, and lately I've turned on Fox News, and on my system they're right next to each other, 733 and 734 or something like that.
Right.
So I switch between the two just to see what's going on, and it's like watching two different worlds. You wonder, are they living in the same place I am? I just don't understand.
Well, I still enjoy Mike Avery on Facebook, and I'm friends with
of
him.
course, there's lots of good
One of these
things.
days he may get cloned.
There's lots.
Anti-Hunter group come along and try to clone him.
Yeah, who knows? All right.
You know, that's the trouble with a public figure, though. You're at that mercy of that, and Facebook doesn't have a way to stop it. They really can't.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know what they're kind of a funny operation, aren't they?
Well, they're their own world. All right. Listen, Al,
Yeah,
appreciate
they
it.
are.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
calling.
Arthur.
Take
Have a
care.
good morning, sir.
Bye-bye now. And let's talk to Dan in Bay City before we take a break here. Dan, good morning.
Morning, Aaron. How are you this
We're
morning?
doing well, thanks.
I'm a little hoarse.
It's all right. Go ahead.
That's kind of a joke. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'd like your viewers who are always crying about oil and the gas prices and all this. I'd like to just have them look up on a computer or their telephone. Does the United States export oil? And they may be shocked to find out in 2020 and 2021, we export as much as we import.
Yeah, it's a free
which
market.
is
Yeah.
crazy to me.
Well, which is me too. I mean, but it to me, it's even crazier that we go ask OPEC to increase their production when we should go to our own suppliers and tell them to increase their production and give us some of it.
Well, they are increasing it, and that's why we're an exporter. We actually export crude oil to 174 other countries, Haiti, Dominican Republic, a lot of smaller countries. But we're pumping oil out of ours and we're selling it. So I mean, why?
Well, that's the same thing. That's the
so
same
much
thing.
money?
That's the same thing OPEC does. They pump money out of theirs and sell it all over the world. It's a world market. And
True,
we don't,
but, I mean,
in our society, we don't restrict those things.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, but there were restrictions when Biden came in and changed a lot of the old Trump rules that have reduced our ability.
They're still what we use. And
well, I'm agreeing with you on this point. It makes no sense for us to produce enough to take care of ourselves and not do that. It makes no sense.
It does. Well,
So-
it does in a way, I guess, because the countries that we're exporting to are they're just smaller countries.
Well, a lot of third world and small countries, yeah. But
the fact is that we might be the biggest producer of oil and oil based products. in
well,
the
here's
world right
here's what's interesting that came out today. Matter of fact, let me find it before I let you go here. The government is going to be selling leases, and I'm trying to think of where they were off the coast of Florida. They're going to be selling oil leases and not only oil drilling in the Gulf and places like that, but they're also going to be selling land leases up in the Northwest for discovery.
Well.
So,
My.
yeah, isn't that amazing that all of a sudden now they're going to be opening up for sale for auction. They auction them is what they do. They're going to be auctioning off. Oh, here it is. Coming off climate talks, U.S. to hold huge crude sale in Gulf. And then I read further in the story that they're also going to do some land leasing in Montana, Wyoming, and Colorado, and other western states.
Yeah.
So there's a contradiction. Have you ever heard one?
Well, I wonder if tariffs play anything into if we make tariffs.
Well, I don't know.
Export all this.
I don't know.
Is there tariffs involved?
I don't know. I have no idea.
That's another interesting thing.
Yeah. All right.
Well, that's interesting too that you found that. Well,
yeah,
everybody listening to the show, they kind of know that maybe things are a little hinky or a little bit.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Sounds good.
Okay,
all right,
guys.
Dan. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye. Let me take a moment to talk about Tom Sureski. Tom Sureski is my insurance agent. He's whom I do business. So when I'm talking about Tom, I'm not talking as a paid spokesman who never uses the product or the service. He is my insurance agent. And he represents Allstate, which I've been a customer of since 1974. And the reason is because they've never done me wrong. So not only am I happy with that company, but the most important part is my relationship with Tom Sureski. He listens and he's knowledgeable. So is his staff. When you go in there and you talk to him, they give you the right advice. They get you the right plan to fit the situation. And this is what the Sureski Agency will do for you. They can protect your home, auto, motorcycle, RV, boat, motorhome, rental property, even your classic car, because Tom deals with Hagerty insurance on classic cars. In addition, Tom can provide specialty insurance for event coverage like weddings, as well as pet insurance for your cat or dog. The Sureski Agency also serves the business community with Allstate's supplemental health benefits. I want you to do as I do. Shop locally with a business you trust. I trust Tom Sureski for all my insurance needs. Now, you can visit the Sureski Agency on Tittabawassee Road, just west of the tracks in Saginaw Township, or call Tom at 989-497-0300. 989-497-0300. Be sure and tell him I sent you. You're in good hands with Allstate, but you're in even better hands with the Sureski Agency. And we'll be back after these notes.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit spectrummobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrummobile.com/save for details.
During Menard's last 11% rebate sale of 2021, Masterforce has the largest selection of power tool accessories with over 500 accessories in stock. From drill and dry bits to saw blades, sanding belts, and discs. Save today with 11% off all Masterforce power tool accessories. Menard's last 11% rebate sale of 2021 is good through Wednesday, November 24th. Savings are mail-in rebates. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
What you thinking about?
You don't want to know.
Come on, try me.
I'm thinking about everything I don't like about our kitchen.
This again. I think it's time to call a specialist.
Someone to make me forget how much our kitchen bugs me?
No, not a hypnotist. I meant stone specialist to look at new quartz and granite countertops.
Ooh, that could make me forget the things that bug me about you.
Now that might take a hypnotist.
Not if we get new countertops. Then you'd have a clean slate.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Come on, that was funny.
Stone's or countertop upgrade from start to finish, from imagination to installation. They'll guide you through every step of the process. Upgrade and increase the beauty and value of your home with Stone Specialists, now available by appointment to serve you better, with 2 locations in Burton and Midland at stonespecialists.net, or follow us on Facebook. Stone Specialists will handle your countertop upgrade from start to finish. Stone Specialists, bring the romance of natural stone to your home.
Because the challenges you face are getting bigger every year, BASF is committed to helping with more than boots on the ground. We're committed to boots in the mud, boots on your tractor, your combine, the linoleum tiles of your coffee shop, the concrete of your co-op, the gravel in your shed. So we can listen, learn firsthand, help right now to ensure success. BASF, helping you do the biggest job on earth.
The Saginaw Spirit play here.
T-Bone Todd is in on a 2-on-none with Nick Wong. Todd scores! First goal and 6 for T-Bone. A shorthanded goal, and the Spirit are off and running with a 1-0 lead.
The Spirit entertain the Sioux Greyhounds on Wednesday night at the Dow Event Center. Game time coverage begins at 6:50. Radio WSGW.
Great seats are still available. For ticket information, visit SaginawSpirit.com.
Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show. I just wanted to bring you up to date on something. We're going to talk about this next week because I'll have Chris Chandler on, who is the tournament director for he's the executive director of the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational Golf Tournament. They have announced this morning that they have increased the purse for this LPGA team event. One of the highest paying LPGA tournaments. It will now go to $2.5 million in 2022. I think it was 2.25 or something like that this year, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember exactly what it was, but the total purse now will go up to $2.5 million as this LPGA event, the Great Lakes Bay Invitational, Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational, one of the highest paying LPGA tournaments. Winning team will win $607,620, $303,810 for each of the champions, and truly represents Dow's commitment to driving inclusion, diversity, equity in an organization, and they're proud to be a supporter of the LPGA. So there. Next week we'll talk more about it, and we'll have Chris on. In the meantime, let's take our last break, and then we will be back to close out.
Hi, I'm Terry Rock. Are you happy with your Medicare? I am now, after I met the pros at Medicare Choices. Yes, you do have choices when it comes to Medicare coverage. No cookie cutter plan for me. You buy a pair of shoes if they fit. Get the right fit. A customized plan designed just for you that helps you protect that hard-earned retirement income. Call 989-899-7820, MedicareChoicesInfo.com. We'll walk you through every step.
This flu season update is sponsored by Exergen. Getting your flu shot is important, but CBS News' Dr. Taryn Arula says you should keep these tips in mind as well.
Yeah. If you're sick, so you don't infect your colleagues, sneezing or coughing into a tissue, all of the things that we talk about to prevent spread of disease.
If you're checking for fever, the leading sign of COVID-19, beware of dangerously inaccurate non-contact thermometers. Instead, learn about Exergen at Exergen.com.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
All right, that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show for this Wednesday. We thank you for joining us. Focus is coming along after the news, and this morning we focus on West Side Decorating Center. We'll talk to Mike and Sonia. That'll be coming up after the news. But speaking of that, CBS News first. They'll bring you up to date on everything happening in the national and international scene. And then the local report, what's happening in the Great Lakes Bay region in the state of Michigan. All of that is ahead this morning, and so is Focus. And we'll be back to do that right after the news here on WSGW.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Steve Kathan. On the rise for years, drug overdose deaths have now reached a new milestone in this country. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
It's a devastating number. An estimated 100,000 Americans died of drug overdoses in 1 year. That's more than deaths from car crashes, guns, flu, and pneumonia. The total is close to that for diabetes, the nation's number 7 cause of death. Health officials say that never seen before to the COVID-19 pandemic and a more dangerous drug supply.
It's sentencing day for the man who's come to be known as the QAnon shaman, the man in the headdress at the Capitol attack. Prosecutors want 51 months behind bars for Jacob Chansley. His lawyers say he's bipolar and suffers from other disorders and should get time served. A Wisconsin jury back at work this morning.
Jurors have to determine if Kyle Rittenhouse provoked a confrontation and then shot 3 men, killing 2 during protests. As the teen feared for his life. It was the shooting of Jacob Blake, a black man, by a white Kenosha police officer that sparked the protests. Blake's uncle, Justin, is among those who've been at the courthouse.
The young man, Rittenhouse, when he got on the stand and did the clown routine crying, he lied several times, at least twice. So if he lied twice, he could have lied about everything up there.
Jurors have asked the judge for photocopies of jury instructions focusing on self-defense laws. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News, Kenosha, Wisconsin.
The defense is presenting its case now in the Georgia trial of 3 white men in the shooting death of Ahmaud Arbery. Attorney Frank, one of the men charged, in disputes that Arbery was cornered and held against his will.
There were places Ahmaud Arbery could have chosen to run through yards, across a yard and onto Satilla Drive if he had chosen to.
Experts predict travel numbers for Thanksgiving and the week around it will reach pre-pandemic levels. TSA Administrator David Pekoski tells CBS Mornings things should be smooth at the nation's airports.
I don't think they should expect chaos. We work very closely with the airlines, with the airports. We have travel projections for the coming week, and we're very confident this is going to be a very smooth operation.
FDA regulators are expected to act before the end of the booster shot for all adults. Some states have already moved to do that in light of rising COVID case numbers. Britain's got a glimpse today of Queen Elizabeth.
I suppose if you're getting to that job, you know,
She had a face-to-face meeting at Windsor Castle with the country's top military officer, her first engagement since suffering a back sprain. Checking Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 170 points. This is CBS News.
Facet Wealth, personalized and affordable financial planning for everyday Americans. No wealth or asset minimums. Quality financial advice for every stage of your life.
My own bed. Because of my wife's struggles with CPAP, I had to move out to the couch, out to the recliner, out to my son's bunk bed. That is until she started using Inspire, a sleep apnea treatment that works inside her body with just the click of a remote.
Get back to sleeping in your own bed with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit InspireSleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
Essexville native John Paul Morosi returns to the Great Lakes Bay region as part of the Made in Michigan series at Midland Center for the Arts. Morosi will share stories of his path from Bay City to the Tigers beat at the Detroit Free Press to his current role as analyst and reporter for the Major League Baseball Network. John Paul Morosi, Saturday, November 20th at 7:30 p.m. at Midland Center for the Arts. Tickets at midlandcenter.org.
You can tell it's fall, huh?
Yeah, cool.
Changing colors.
Kitchen's becoming beautiful.
Yeah, kitchen's become. Wait, What was that?
Well, fall's the perfect time to upgrade our kitchen.
What makes you say that?
Our kitchen and the Wilsons.
Theirs is pretty spectacular. Who'd they hire again?
Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery.
Let Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center help you create the perfect space for your home, from imagination to completion. Go to premierkitchenandbathgallery.com to get started. Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom. Get inspired.
I'm Dr. Andrea Russo, a cardiologist. Maybe you're waiting to talk to your doctor right now. But if you're having an irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, don't wait. This could be a serious condition like atrial fibrillation, which can make you about 5 times more. If you're having these symptoms, don't wait. Talk to a doctor by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies, rain, and 54 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. Saginaw County employees will soon be seeing a change in their health insurance to a health savings account style plan. Here's WSGW's Rick Antonio.
Using $442,000 of American Rescue Plan Act funds, the county will be switching employees over to the HSA plans and supplementing those accounts with $500 each to help cover pre-existing costs that a new unfunded account wouldn't be prepared for. Commissioner of the employee populations of the 3 previous options not only makes it fair in terms of employees receiving ARPA HSA funds, but gives the county more leverage in future talks with healthcare providers on any potential rate changes. Commissioners wanted to approve the matter ahead of this year's open enrollment period in order for the changes to take effect on January 1st. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
A new public art passport portal has been launched, highlighting works of art throughout the Great Lakes Bay region. The Marshall Frederick Sculpture Museum at Saginaw Valley State University announced the project, which is in the pilot phase. Residents and visitors can see 360-degree views of public art in Saginaw, Bay, and Midland counties. Plans call for it to be a resource for the region, which will grow as more public art is created and documented. The website portal has information about each public art work, Google Map locations, and arts and cultural organizations in the region. Residents are also asked to help fill in any missing information about public art and recommend pieces that were missed. You can view the Public Art Passport at publicartpassport.com. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
Take a sleigh ride with the Beach Boys at Soaring Eagle Casino. Friday night, December 17th. Make it an unforgettable holiday with the Beach Boys. Was a jolly happy soul with a corn cob pipe and a button nose and 2 eyes made out of coal. The Beach Boys, holiday classics and greatest hits. I get around. Tickets start at $24. On sale now at the Soaring Eagle and Eagles Landing box offices or online at etix.com. I'll be home for Christmas. Holiday Harmonies. Tickets on sale Saturday at Soaring Eagle Casino. Details at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Authorities are asking again the public for help to solve the killing of a Lansing area hunter who was shot during the 2018 deer season. The FBI and local police made an appeal at the Rose Lake State Wildlife Area in Bath Township. Tuesday is the 3rd anniversary of Chong Yang's death. The 68-year-old Yang went to the Rose Lake knife and backpack. The Lansing man was later found dead, but his possessions were missing. The killing remains unsolved. His daughter, Mai Yang, says it's possible the recovery of the missing possessions might provide clues. Anyone with information about the murder can call 517-641-6271. The place for the case is in U.S. federal court. That's the dispute over the oil pipeline that runs through the Straits of Mackinac. Here's Jim Matthews with this report.
The legal battle between Canadian company Enbridge and the state of Michigan over the Line 5 oil pipeline will be heard in U.S. federal court, with a judge on Tuesday dismissing the state's motion to have the case sent back to state court. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has ordered Enbridge to close Line 5, which she says risks a spill in the Straits of Mackinac connecting Lake Huron and Lake Michigan. The judge ruled that the matter raises federal issues, including a treaty between the U.S. and Canada, as well as pipeline safety laws. Last month, the Canadian government invoked a 1977 pipeline treaty with the U.S. between Ottawa and Washington over the pipeline's fate. Jim Work.
The number of COVID-19 patients at a major hospital network in Western Michigan is up 40% since November 1st as a fall surge pounds the state. Spectrum Health is reporting 367 COVID-19 patients at its hospitals. Dr. Daryl Elmucci says there's been a dramatic increase. He says a common trait among many patients with COVID-19 is no vaccination. Hospitalizations statewide have crossed 3,000 for the first time in more than 6 months. Among people 16 and up, there's a 70% first dose vaccination rate. Around 63% of those 12 and up in Michigan are fully vaccinated. WSGW News Time 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. We'll see a few scattered rain showers at times here for today with cloudy sky conditions and a high into the upper 50s. Southwest around 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 25. And then for tonight, we'll have a chance for some rain showers, cloudy, a low near 35. Thursday, a chance for rain and snow mixing here late. We'll have partial sunshine developing, high around 37 degrees. Then by Friday, mostly sunny skies, a high around 42. Saturday, mostly cloudy, high 43 degrees. Sunday, chance for rain and snow mixing, becoming all rain late, a high around 48. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 53.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 190 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Well, good morning and welcome. Welcome to Focus this morning. We focus on West Side Decorating Center. Focus brought to you by RoofMax, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at roofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. RoofMax with 2 X's. And from West Side Decorating Center in Saginaw, we say good morning to Mike and Sonia this morning. Mike, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Good morning. And Sonia, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So it's where I always start. Mike, what's new in paint, wallpaper, and decorating these days?
Now, we've got a bunch of stuff going on, Art. On the paint side, we've got some brand new countertop kits. If you want to change your countertops in your kitchen or your bathroom to either a marble or a granite look, those are from Gianni. Super easy to do, a fun artistic product. On our wall paint side, we've got our ceramic paints on sale right now. Those are washable, scrubbable paints for kids' rooms, hallways, living rooms, bathrooms, pretty much any room of the house.
The Gianni, they've had the granite look out for quite a long time. The marble is fairly new, isn't it?
Yeah, the marble is within maybe the last 6 months or so. And then the marble kit is nice because it only takes maybe about a day to do your whole kitchen or your bathroom. So very fast and easy.
Oh, really? You don't have all the waiting times that you have with the granite kit? Not as much?
Yeah, the waiting times. Yeah, waiting times are a lot less. And the nice part about the Gianni product, too, especially for this time of year, it's low odor, soap and water cleanup. So you can do it, and keep the windows closed. It is nothing that smells too bad.
Yeah. Sonia, what's new on the decorating side?
Wallpaper. We are
wallpaper.
Lots of new designs and patterns, and it is just making a huge comeback right now.
I was going to say, I mean, for you to start out by telling me about wallpaper, you about floored me, because we wouldn't have thought of that, because wallpaper kind of went through a demise for a long time. Is it making a comeback now?
Yes, it is. I think it sort of skipped a generation after being in the industry for so long. I noticed it sort of decline, but now I'm seeing people of all ages come back and embracing paper for bedrooms and dining rooms, bathrooms, just about any area that you want something that paint just can't do.
Is
No
there
offense, Mike.
is there any easier way to find the pattern you're looking for other than going through hundreds of books like there are?
Unfortunately, it's not so easy that way. But there's three of us that can help kind of filter through the books with you, so you're not just alone at a huge wallpaper shelf. But we sort of know where the patterns are, and they've really taken a turn to more of sort of a transitional feel. So you're not going to come in and maybe just find chickens or something country or something traditional. It's all sort of an eclectic mix right now. So it's good to stop in and kind of take a look and see what catches your eye. And then maybe we can kind of narrow it down from there.
It's an interesting question. Do most people come in when they're looking for wallpaper? Do they come in with an idea in their mind? Or do they just start hunting through the books to see what catches their fancy?
If you haven't looked in a while, you're coming in just sort of blind, looking for something. But often we're seeing these papers in current television shows and movies and magazines. And so people are coming in with these pictures that they already know what they want. So it makes it easier for us. And I think it's good advertising for that to be such the public eye.
Yeah. I've always found it very confusing. And the other thing about wallpaper, I guess if I want to paint a wall in my house, I can buy the brush and I can buy the pan and I can buy the paint and I can pretty well do it myself if I have to. Not that easy with wallpaper, is it? Or has it become a lot easier?
Are doing it themselves. We can help you get the right products that you need to, first of all, strip it or to hang it. But we do have some professional paper hangers that we love to recommend, so we can help you out either way.
Yeah, when I've had it done, it was always, and the stuff I got from you, I had done by a professional. Thank goodness. Even something people don't think about, we have a fake tin ceiling, which was done with a wallpaper, an embossed wallpaper, and it looks fabulous.
Absolutely. And that's just things that you can't just achieve with just paint alone.
No, it's the pattern and the paint. What we did was we got the fake paper, the fake tin ceiling from you, the wallpaper. And then we used, at the time, it was a Ralph Lauren metallic. Now, and you can help me here, Mike. It's been rebranded, right?
It has. Yep, it's in a different label now, but we can still make all of the old Ralph Lauren colors or new ones too.
Good deal.
Metallics.
All right, hang on. I got to take a break, and we'll come back. We're talking to Mike and Sonia at Westside Decorating Center. How was your sleep last night? You know, we're asked to do more for less today, so when you go to bed, you spend a third of your life there, theoretically. You really need quality sleep, and you can get it with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, you can visit all the so-called sleep stores, or you can rest assured the mattress you're using is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. You know, your dollars are spent, and they stay right here in the local economy. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but don't be fooled. You can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress. And by the way, they feature 1-hour window delivery of your mattress to your home, which means you don't have to wait around all day for them. If you have an RV or a boat, they'll custom make a mattress for you, something the box stores can't do. So why don't you visit Sanitary Mattress Factory and Showroom, serving this area since 1935. Set your GPS to 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them on the web at sanitarymattress.com or call 753-1757. Sanitary Mattress. We'll be back with our guests after these notes.
about nasal irrigation and Navage. Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart, or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Navage, Navage.
There's a confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID. But one thing is for sure, whether or not you're vaccinated, you need an accurate thermometer. Contact your medical provider at the first sign of fever, the leading sign of COVID and the flu. Only the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies. Be vigilant and don't rely on non-contact thermometers. They have no scientific studies behind them and can miss the fever that might mean COVID. Learn more at Exergen.
You know that most adults with autism are unemployed, and a major hurdle is the lack of job opportunities. That's why Autism Speaks is teaming up with Lee Container, the J. Donald and Laurel Lee Family Foundation Fund, and Delivering Jobs to create a more inclusive workforce in the U.S. Are you an HR professional, community leader, or business owner? Join us in creating a workforce where people of all abilities can contribute and thrive. To learn more, visit autismspeaks.org/employment.
Furnished by the Entertainment Industry Foundation.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated. And divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
This is the Stone Specialist Studios, 100.5 News Radio WSGW, 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you talking to Mike and Sonia from Westside Decorating Center in Saginaw. It's State at Weineke, and we'll get to their hours and all of that in a moment or two. I want to go back to paint for a minute, Mike. And I mentioned Ralph Lauren, who stopped producing or licensing their name on paints. But the paint didn't go away, did it?
It did not. We actually found a couple different suppliers that still make their products. So we have their suede finish, which was very popular on walls. So it looks like brushed suede. That's available in probably about 60 to 70 colors. And then their metallic paints are very popular as well. And we've got those probably in about 40 colors or so.
And it's the same paint, just been rebranded, right?
Exactly. Yep. Same paint, same colors and everything. And we've got color charts here for people to look at.
And because they're specialty paints like that, I mean, can you mix colors? Can you colorize those particular kinds of paint?
Sure. Yeah, we have a lot of people that get custom color suede colors. So we can have them pick a color right off of the rack in our showroom, and we can mix that up for them.
All right, let's talk about matching paint for a minute. If I've got paint on my walls, I obviously can't bring you the wall to measure
Sure.
it. How do I set myself up to get the exact same color for my wall?
Yeah, so we have a couple options. If you want the exact same color and you don't have a paint can to bring in, we always ask to see if anything that is removable was painted, like light switches, a register cover, maybe some trim work that can be popped off easily and brought in the store. If not, the secret is to take off a switch plate, and usually there is a piece of wall that is painted behind there that you can easily cut out with a knife, and then you can bring that in, and we can match that up, and then you don't damage your wall.
And so there's always a way.
Always a way, yep.
And you have computer matching?
Yeah, we have what's called a spectrophotometer, and those are great because we sample even like just a little sliver of paint. It'll take a picture of that and give us a formulation in any of our brands of paint.
All right, and Sonia, to show how wide-ranging the services are at Westside Decorating, you also do carpet and you also do drapes, don't you?
Absolutely. We're one of the few places that still do custom draperies and custom bedding, custom toppers, so we can put the whole room together.
When you say custom, what do you mean by that? It's going to be an exact fit for my need?
Exact fit for your decor, for your size windows, and it's not something that you're just going to find on a shelf somewhere. It is your personality and your design.
That's also true, I assume, then for shades and blinds.
Absolutely. We'll never have a shade from us that is 2 inches too long, or you won't have to take slats out of the blinds because we come out and measure and we fit them to your precise window dimension.
Who installs? Do you install?
We have a wonderful installer that we pretty much schedule as soon as the blinds come in. We are out there installing them, sometimes the day of.
So I don't have to mess with it.
No, we come out and measure and we install it. So all you
start to finish, it's all on you. Good.
Yes.
and you know, blinds, shades and blinds, I mean, they've almost become like paint and wallpaper. There are so many of them to choose from.
There's so much to choose from. It just amazes me every day. There's something new, something custom, and that's the other thing with these shades, that you can even choose the finishes of your metal hardware on the shade. So you have something that nobody else has.
Wow.
You're creating your own look on your window, down to even the tassel of your shade.
Well, it's all happening at Westside Decorating Center. If you can't get into the store, Sonia and her colleagues can come to you. Mike, what's the address of the store?
Yeah, address is 5789 State Street. We're on State near Weineke, and we're open Monday through Friday from 8 until 5:30, and then Saturday 9 until 3.
Is there a website?
There is westsidedecoratingcenter.com. There's a live chat feature if you need help.
So it's all encompassing. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. We will talk to you guys again. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you,
Art.
Art.
Thanks for being with us. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Mike and Sonia from Westside Decorating Center, 5789 State Street, right next to Weineke in Saginaw Township. Back to close out and move on to the market report after these notes.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money, guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today, 6751.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and navage? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart, or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Navage, Navage.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Whether you're vaccinated or not, it's important to know the symptoms of COVID and its variants. Fever is the leading sign of COVID and the flu, so make sure you use an accurate thermometer. Only the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate. With more than 100 non-contact thermometers have no clinical evidence behind them, and you cannot rely on them. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Learn more at Exergen.com.
All right, that'll do it for Focus today, brought to you by Roof Max. Call Ben at 989-859-6791 or roofmax.com, Roofmax with 2 X's. Time to move over to Baird and Company for our ticker tip of the day, and that's where we find Steve Anderson. Good Wednesday morning, Steve.
Well, a happy hump day to you too, Mr. Sir.
And how are the markets doing?
Well, the markets are down a bit today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 196 points, putting it at 35,944. Volume's 268 million shares. The Nasdaq's down about 9, putting it at 15,964. Volume is 402 million shares.
And your ticker tip for the day?
We are at the should probably start reviewing their portfolios and deciding what they need to do before year end, possibly, potentially for tax reasons. Probably they have had a lot. If they've got mutual funds, they've probably had some pretty good sized capital gains distributions. If they own individual securities, probably perhaps those have gone up a lot and maybe been sold. What you need to do is review that portfolio, see if there is anything that is down in value that you might want to sell to help offset some of the gains. And do remember that you can sell something and buy it back 31 days later, take the loss and have the new lower cost basis. The one thing you do not want to do is make a change like that and have the whole thing happen within 30 days. That becomes what is called a wash sale, and you do not get to take the loss on it. So talk to your tax people to make sure you don't make any mistakes, and talk to your people to help you build your portfolio so that you can be comfortable with that going into 2022, if we can believe that's a number we're going to be using.
And you being one of them, how do they get a hold of you?
You can call us right here at Baird and Company in Saginaw. The telephone number 5724, or our Midland location is 839-9035.
Have a great day, Steve. We'll talk to you later in the week. Oh, what?
All right, you do that.
No, what? You almost forgot what?
Well, I did forget. You can also find us on the web at rwbaird, that's BAIRD.com, and then just look for either the Saginaw or the Midland office.
See?
I was going to have to slap myself.
I wouldn't want you to do that. Glad you got it in.
No.
Talk to you Friday.
Thank you very much, Art.
Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Steve Anderson at Baird & Company with our ticker tip of the day. We're going to head off to the farm show with Terry Henney, I think from Kansas City, Missouri. All of that coming up here on WSGW.